we will go on to our last case. I'll be presenting a case of dislocated sutured IOL. So this was a patient that I had done about 10 years before, and then he came with dislocation with when one of the sutures gave way. I'll just play the video. Is the video? Can you see the video?
Yes, sir. We can see your screen, sir.
Is it audible?
It's audible and visible both, sir.
Using 9 or 10 Prolene suture is a preferred technique of many surgeons. We present a case where a patient had undergone sutured SFIL almost 10 years back, presented with subluxation following previous trauma. Nasal haptic had subluxated, however, temporal haptic was in place. Intraoperatively, localized conjunctival opening was done. Small retained intraocular oil bubble was removed with cannula. Partial thickness pleural groove was made on the middle side, about 1.5 mm from the limbus. The infusion cannula was fixed in inferotemporal quadrant. The haptic of the IOL was lifted onto iris using microcapsular access forceps. Broken suture was retrieved and freshened. Temporal paracentesis was made using the NPR plate. A 9 Prolene suture on straight needle was passed through the scleral groove, and then it was passed through eyelet on haptic of the IOL. After manipulating the position of haptic close to the needle. The 9 Prolene suture was externalized through temporal paracentesis. It was passed back into the anterior chamber. And then it was railroaded out of the eye using 26 gauge bent needle passed through the scleral groove. It was passed over the haptic. And then the knot of Prolene suture was tied in 3-1-1 fashion, and it was buried into the scleral groove. At conclusion of the surgery, infusion cannula was removed and conjunctiva was repositioned. Paracenteses were hydrated to achieve watertight wound closure. On 5th postoperative day, patient had round pupil, well-centered IOL and BCVA of 6/9 with -1 cylinder at 90 degrees. In conclusion, internal refixation of subluxated suture IOL can be done using this simple technique. It is minimally traumatic procedure and it reduces surgical time as well as cost of the surgery. Thank you for your kind attention. So this was a in nowadays of big glueless, flapless and sutureless surgeries. These are rare cases which were done many years back, and now they come with subluxation. So this was how I managed to put the lens back. But I remember Dr. DAD madam doing lasso technique when we were doing fellowship for these cases. So madam, could you just comment on this video and explain your technique as to how we could have done it, the lasso technique?
Yeah, so you have managed the case very well, and probably this is what I also used to do a few months back. It's very common to have this dislocation of the sutured lenses because the Prolene gets degraded and then the suture the lens can dislocate. But very often what happens is that if you suture one haptic, the other haptic may give way after some time. So generally it is better to do both the haptics if possible. And the second tip is I would feel that instead of putting the haptic into the AC, it is better to leave it in the anterior vitreous cavity or even in the vitreous, because it is easier to pass the suture in the anterior vitreous cavity. So that Prolene needle, you can hold the IOL with one hand and pass the Prolene needle in the anterior vitreous quite easily. And second thing is, nowadays I use a Gore-Tex suture for even this kind of fixation. So either the Gore-Tex suture can be passed. In that situation, you can keep the IOL on in the anterior chamber and pass the Gore-Tex suture right through the whole of the haptic. Or you can even tie the Gore-Tex suture onto the Prolene suture and then pass it like a railroad, exactly like how you have done. A similar way, but use the Gore-Tex at the end of the Prolene suture. So this is also quite good. And I firmly believe in sutured IOLs. So I do this kind of technique. So good, very well.
And about your lasso technique, madam, it's very difficult to follow.
Generally, lasso I do for IOLs which do not have the eyelet on the haptic. So if there is no eyelet, then there is you can use the lasso loop to hook the IOL and put the lasso around the haptic. But if there is a hole in the haptic, then you utilize that hole to thread the suture. But lasso is also a very good option. You can just make the lasso pass this haptic through that and tighten it. So that is a good option.
Dr. Sangeet,
I fully,
yeah, Dr. Rupak, please go ahead.
I fully agree with ma'am, and we all, those who are doing this kind of suture technique, we have all come across like this situation, and we exactly manage the way Dr. Manish has handled it. The only thing is that if we have both the sutures cut due to trauma, so I have come across in those kind of situations, then it is then what I did is to take the whole length into SE and then pass the similar way. But the trick is here that you just pass the opposite. So suppose the left-sided flap, you have made spiral flap, the left-sided suture you pass through in the AC where the right side eyelet is there. Then it is technically it is easier, and then you rotate of 180 degree and put the lens back. Am I clear? So like here, the side where the Manish's suture was broken, so that side only he has sutured. And if the both side is both the things is both the sutures are broken, then I have taken it into AC and did the similar thing, but exactly on the opposite side. So the straight suture manipulation becomes much easier.
Can we stop the buzzer, please?
Okay, just one explanation or a couple of points. For this case at primary surgery, I have done thorough vitrectomy, so I didn't have to do it again because I was sure this was my own surgery and I had done thorough vitrectomy. So just infusion cannula was put. Secondly, the suture, the knot on other side was very densely stuck. Trying to undo that and remove the IOL would probably have resulted in a problem for me with the intraocular hemorrhage or things like that. So I was mentally prepared that if the suture on other side came unstuck, in that case I would have to put the it would be like doing the whole surgery all over again and putting both sutures back again. I hope we have pleasure of Dr. Preetham Suman being logged in. Are you there, Dr. Preetham? No, I think he is still busy in OPD. Dr. Sangeet sir, would you like to?
Yes, Manish, one small comment on your case. What I would have done a little different. I would have used the flange technique in this patient. What you can do is you can cauterize one end of the suture. You take a 5-0 Prolene in that case, and that will disintegrate. It will last more longer time. And so what you can cauterize one end of the suture, then you just take the needle, pass it through the hole in the haptic, and then through the 26 gauge needle which you have introduced from the other side, you just bring the suture end out and then again do another cautery over the suture, and then it can be fixed like that also.
I think I believe it's called as Karabakh technique, something like that.
Canna Brava.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Canabrava is the cell that
Canabrava
has done
technique,
that.
yes.
Canabrava, yes.
Yeah, it's a modification of your Yamane technique using this proline suture, thicker proline suture. Okay.
But if that also disintegrates, then there is a there is a problem.
It's generally it's a 5-0 proline,
Yeah.
so it takes a longer time. The 10-0 and 9-0 disintegrates faster.
True, true.
That is